Hey fellas, welcome back. It is May 24th. It is a Monday, and I am by myself at the moment. Don't worry, Eric will be getting here in just a minute. But for now, it's just your boy. We have a lot to talk about. First NBA playoff games for the year. The real playoffs. We're not talking play-ins. The real playoffs went off this weekend. Some upsets already. We'll get into it, but the number 7, I'm sorry, yeah. A lot of upsets. A lot of not upsets. Just some good basketball. Very exciting to see. We saw the 8 seed Grizzlies beat the 1 seed Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell out for injury. That was a huge one. If you had that spread or for some reason had the Grizzlies money line, you made out big last night. Also, Sixers won as expected. It was a little tight at parts, but Sixers took the dub in that one against the Wizards, obviously. Knicks also lost in a close one at the Garden against the Hawks with a Trae Young miracle floater in the closing seconds. Incredible. That series is going to be one to watch. We're also have let's see. We had some playoff hockey. We had a lot going on. It was a very fun weekend. Capitals Bruins finally beat the Capitals in series 4-1. What else? What other NBA games have we missed? Oh, the Lakers lose to the Suns in the 2 versus 7 seed match. Even though the Suns were the 2 seed, they were also the underdog, and we had that. So shout out to the fellas in VIP. We cashed out there as well. The Trailblazers also stomped the Nuggets, which I found surprising. I did not see that one coming, but I'm excited to see it. I'd love to see the Trailblazers get some more playoff success. Nets beat the Celtics as expected, solidly by 11. The Bucks beat the Heat by 2 in what was also a nail-biter, very close one. That went to overtime, and the Mavericks and the Clippers. Mavericks stomped that one, which we also said. I believe we had in VIP as well, so shout out to fellas. You're cashing out there too. Coming up today, I love it now. We got games every day now. We got Heat Bucks again and Trailblazers Nuggets again at 7:30 for Heat Bucks and 10 o'clock for Trailblazers Nuggets. Looking at NHL results over the weekend. So yeah, the Bruins finished off that series with a 3-1 win over the Capitals yesterday, when taking the series to 4-1, moving on to the next round, eliminating the Capitals. The Jets took a 3-0 lead in the series over the Oilers with a 5-4 win yesterday in overtime. The Avalanche also took the series yesterday against the Blues, a 4-0 sweep, beating the Blues 5-2. The Hurricanes Predators series is now tied 2-2, with the Nashville Predators getting a win on the Hurricanes in double overtime. On Saturday, we also had the Golden Knights taking that series to 3-1 against the Wild with a 4-0 shutout. Crazy play by Marc-Andre Fleury. The Maple Leafs tie up the series with the Canadiens with a 5-1 stomp. And what else do we have for Saturday? The Penguins Islanders. Islanders tied it up with a 4-1 win. 2-2 with that series now. And the Lightning took a 3-1 lead in the series against the Panthers. It seems my cohort has arrived. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello.
Howdy. We coming in loud and clear.
Coming from real quick. These AirPods How's this sound? Does this sound?
Ooh.
Oh, this sounds quiet.
Yeah, let's turn you up.
Hang on, no, I'll turn myself up. Hello, 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 hello.
There we go.
Better?
Better.
All right, I'm ready.
Excellent. So I was just talking some scores, just the results, just the playoff information. You know.
Just the all hockey and the NBA.
Oh yeah.
The Oilers broke my heart yesterday. They really did the dirty yesterday. The Oilers
Yeah, they go down to
controlling that whole
3-0 in the
game,
series. Not good.
controlling that whole game on the road, up 4-1. Connor McDavid looks like a legend. And all in the third period, they get 3 back, and then they lose in OT. Ouchie poo poo. That
One.
did not feel good.
That's a rough one for the boys.
Yesterday, even though VIP, I'm pretty sure I have not checked official results, but I'm pretty sure we did profit a minuscule amount of units. However, yesterday, 3 beats happened. The Knicks lost by 2.
That was a big one.
The Sixers missed the cover by 1. And the Oilers gave up a 4-1 lead in the third period to lose all 3 VIP plays. It really hurt. It really hurt. I'm not gonna lie. It left a sour taste in my mouth. We were having a great day, a great weekend, and Vegas really tried their hardest to screw it up. Speaking of Vegas, that is my least favorite hockey team right now. They are absolutely piss pounding the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
Over and over and over again. It doesn't feel good, Sean. It doesn't feel good.
That was a tough one. That was Marc-Andre Fleury saying, "Do not come in here."
You're not allowed here.
Do not come in here.
You're not allowed to score this entire series on me. So, joke's on you. By the way, fellas, we have upgraded.
Look at that.
Professional now. I'm a professional now. It's officially official. We are professionals. But yeah, God, what a great day for sports. The fucking Jazz suck, by the way. The Jazz suck.
Yeah.
The Jazz suck.
Well,
they suck without Donovan Mitchell. They can't do it. They suck.
Without their best player on the court, they are a significantly worse team.
Yeah. They're gonna struggle.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think even if Donovan Mitchell does come back, they're still gonna struggle.
Yeah, it'll be different, but I agree because they don't have the same kind of star depth that you see on almost every other team in the West.
Dude,
except for maybe the Grizzlies, which
Grizzlies are anyway. Dogs.
Yeah, they're always dogs. That's just like that's all. For some reason, the Grizzlies always are just like we're a bunch of grizzly bear guys, a bunch of go come eat you up. We're all
grizzly bears.
Yeah, it's always like the vibe there, but
I mean, they are good. They clearly have something to say because taking out the Warriors, taking out Jazz round 1, like I mean, they got something to say.
Yeah.
However, they are doing it with a lot of people gone on both teams, so won't give them too much credit. But hey, a great win by the Grizzlies last night. 3-point win. The Suns take care of the Lakers. Lakers really never looked like they had a chance in that game. I'm not gonna lie. Only scored 90 points. Man, they just did not look good. LeBron did not look great. AD did not look great. Kuzma looked fucking terrible.
He's not.
He turned over the ball so many times.
I'm gonna go ahead and
turnovers,
say he's just
also
not.
Westbrook. I would like to see the box score on the Wizards Sixers game because I'm pretty sure that Russell Westbrook had 6 turnovers.
Thank you, Russell.
Bradley Beal and Westbrook combined for 12 turnovers.
Thank you, boys. We appreciate it.
That is not a recipe. Joel Embiid did have 5, but the next closest on the
Who
team had
cares?
2
Doesn't
with
count.
Tobias and Ben. Yeah, true. Wow. Every time I get an ESPN notification during the show, I get really excited that it's some kind of breaking news.
And it's just like top 10
No, this one
reasons.
was season's strangest stats and facts. Another Premier League season is in the books, leaving us with lots of curious statistics, facts, records, and trivia.
How curious.
I am certainly much more curious than I was before. What do we have to talk about today? There was a lot of things that happened this weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like there was.
was.
I don't know how scandalous anything was, but
Well, I mean,
oh, here we go. Oh yeah, NFL fucked up big time.
again?
I mean, not really. But Eugene Chung says he was called, quote, not the right minority during an NFL coaching interview.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Ooh. Not the right minority. Ouchie. That's
I guess, I think overall, the question is, even if you're a terrible person, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you just not hire him? Instead of saying that.
Like
Why?
even if it is the reason because you're a terrible person and the reason is that he's not the right minority, you could have literally just said, nah, you're just not the right guy for the
Not
job.
to mention, it also infers that there's the right minority, and that's also equally as bad. What a stupid thing. Do you know what team was that for?
I have no idea. I want to look at it real quick. Eugene Chung, former NFL offensive lineman and assistant coach, who is Korean. Sorry, he's Korean. Says he was told he was not the right minority while interviewing for an NFL coaching job this offseason. It was said to me, well, you're really not a minority during a webinar Thursday. Adding, I was like, wait a minute. The last time I checked, when I looked in the mirror and brushed my teeth, I was a minority. According to Chung, after he asked the interviewer to explain, he was told he was not the right minority that we're looking for.
So that wasn't even like him making a comment and being like, oh, that was their reasoning. They said that. That's pretty bad.
So this guy's actually like he seems like a very confrontational person because he had no problem talking about this. He goes, I asked about it, and as soon as the backtracking started, I was like, oh, no, you said it. Now it's out there. Let's talk about it, Chung said, according to the Globe. It was absolutely mind-blowing to me that in 2021, something like that is actually a narrative. I'm not sitting here bashing the league at all because there are great mentors and there are great coaches and embrace the difference, Chung said. It's just when the Asians don't fit the narrative, that's where my stomach turns a little bit. They will not tell. They will not say what sport or what team it was. However, he has served as an assistant coach for the Eagles and the Chiefs.
No, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Oh. Just a little, NFL gem for you to hear today.
Just in case you thought
NFL doing NFL things.
In case you thought things could go well in the NFL for like 3 days when there isn't even a season happening. Yeah, no, they figured it out. Ooh.
Oh, where we go? New England. We gone. Hello? Hello, fellas?
What?
Hello, fellas?
What? Okay.
Fellas?
Well, it'll be an audio podcast for a quick minute while I figure out what is going on.
Patrick Mahomes is cleared and ready, back from his turf toe injury. He's ready to go. That's good news for the NFL. Good news for everyone. New England's Patriots plane being used to give flight to Chinese vaccine diplomacy.
Huh?
New
How?
England Patriots plane
Oh, the plane.
being used to give flight to China's vaccine diplomacy. So Patriots are using their plane to get vaccines to China.
Oh, thanks, Patriots plane. It
I
doesn't
suppose Robert
seem.
Kraft has got. I suppose Robert Kraft's got something plotted going on.
He's got the connects.
Nonchalantly working with China in the background.
But the real question is, why couldn't we get a bigger plane? Why are we counting on like the Patriots PJ? Like, come on.
True.
Are you just stacking them up in the chairs? Yeah, I don't know why this happened though.
What happened to us?
Oh wait,
We were looking so cute.
I know. Oh, hold on. I can fix. Return.
Yeah. Okay. What else? Oh, I see you. Hi, Sean.
Okay, we're back at it. I don't know.
The last thing I really have to say about the NFL is, guess who now is one of the top selling jerseys in the NFL at number 85?
Timmy Teebs, isn't he?
Timmy Teebs.
Isn't he 3 of the best selling jerseys?
Has another top selling jersey with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew.
I know.
At NFL Today, the top 5 selling items are all ... Tim Tebow items, tweeted by Adam Scheffner.
Yeah, I believe the highest non-Tebow item is a Justin Fields Bears jersey.
I'm looking at this tweet because it's very interesting.
As
Justin Fields Bears, that's actually a pretty cool jersey.
As if they don't know Andy Red Rocket Dalton starting over there.
Who? No, I'm just kidding. I wish Andy Dalton would go to a good team because I feel like he's not that bad of a QB. Like, he's not great. He's definitely nothing like spectacular any means. But he's not terrible.
Yeah.
He was never like that bad.
No, he was no. He
used to be
a great player. Like, there was a time where he didn't have a bad coach and a bad O-line, and the Bengals were perennial playoff contenders.
Sure, they just never win one.
And then they entered the dark times.
Do you remember when it was a big deal that Cincinnati Bengals hadn't won a playoff game yet? They've been so good, and they started going to the playoffs. And that one game, they were up like 21 points to Pittsburgh Steelers. And then Vontaze Burfict did his shit and got like penalties. And then Steelers scored. And then there was more penalties. Steelers scored again. And then like it was basically the game was over. Like all you had to do was basically like knee the ball. And then more penalties. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers scored again. And the Bengals did not win a playoff game. That was the most ridiculous game I think I've ever watched. It was like literally self-destruction.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was brutal to watch. Some other.
What do you got for us today?
I'm just looking at that Trey Lance number 5 in the 49ers color rush. That all red is pretty clean. Oh,
sounds pretty clean.
Some of these are very nice. I'm getting caught up on some of the numbers. Oh, Edelman's sound a lot. That's good. That's respect.
Is he? Where is he at now?
Nowhere. I'm tired.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Just out of respect for the man. Well, NBA.
It's just something that I missed.
NBA is still talking about doing this mid-season tournament. It wouldn't be introduced until at least 2022-23, which is not that far away. It's only 2 years.
Basically next season at this point.
But basically wants to do like a similar model to European soccer with a mid-season competition. I just think, okay, well, here's the thing. They kind of want to do it where each player on the winning team would get $1 million.
That's fair.
So if you do that, that's always the question, I think, that how are you going to get a bunch of grown men to mess around in the dirt for some mid-season thing that isn't even the real championship. Like, how you gonna, like, instead of I mean, you know how the NBA works.
Yeah. The one thing I would say is like if they do make it $1 million per player, that I think that changes it a little bit. Maybe
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
for LeBron and AD, but like all those bench players and shit, like holy fuck, that might match their. I mean, some of those guys that might match their season salary.
Yeah, some of them
They won
probably
that shit.
making under $1 million. So yeah, that's the thing. If you actually give an actual, I
But
mean,
that I
dude,
think that's the only way to do it is by giving it a good prize.
yeah.
Or like making it worth something for like the playoffs. Like I don't know. I don't know how you do it, but like the whoever wins the tournament or something like that should have some kind of not advantage like going to playoffs, but it should mean something like as a tiebreaker or something. Like instead of a play-in tournament, we can just use that tournament as a tiebreaker of some kind. I don't know.
So some teams are unhappy.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I'd imagine
Uh,
the bronze and the elite players of the league are not fond of
well,
this.
some of the players haven't really said much about it yet because I don't even think it's to the point where people are asking.
Yeah.
But some of the teams are mad because they'll lose a couple home games probably in the schedule and they'll lose that revenue. But like,
No.
I don't know. And then executives are like, yeah, the highest paid players are probably gonna rest it, even if there is $1 million. But yeah, despite that, the Stars have played in the play-ins and all that, so that's just giving them a little more confidence that they actually do it. But that doesn't make any sense to me if they would say that people playing in the play-in makes them confident they'd play in some separate tournament because you had to play in the play-in to get into the playoffs. But I don't really understand why they would say that. But
Yeah. I think I don't understand what the NBA is really doing here because I think the answer to a lot of the NBA problems has been shorten the season a little bit. Like, oh, we don't want our top players to load manage that much. Shorten the season.
yeah,
Oh, we don't like how all of our players don't try every single game because there's 82 games in a shorten the season. We don't like shorten the season. But now we're extending the season with playing games, and now we want to extend the season even more with a mid-season tournament. Boy, I think we're going in the wrong direction.
yeah. You
In case you didn't know before, in case you haven't watched college basketball and how electric that is for multiple reasons. Shorten the season.
it really would be better.
A 60-game season is a perfect thing for the NBA.
Yeah, it's plenty. It's all.
It's more than enough.
All I see is people get hurt. You don't. It's not like you see.
People get hurt. Most of these guys only play 75% of games at 100% anyways. Like they're definitely taking games off. If they're not load managing, they're still like mentally or physically taking a game off.
Yep.
Limit like minute. Yeah, just shorten the season.
Just do it.
Just do it. It's really not that hard. And I think it would make a very nice difference.
Yeah, I think it would be. Yeah, everything would just be more meaningful. You'd see more guys actually playing. You'd see more fans at the games on the count.
Speaking of the NBA,
Oh.
Trae Young has got a nutsack on him.
Oh yeah.
This man shushed the entire garden with time still on the clock, I might add, which was a bold move. I mean, I get it. There was only 0.9, and he hit it 2. If anyone missed it, 105 to 105. Knicks go down. Derrick Rose makes a layup. Hawks have 10 seconds left, and with 1 second left, Trae Young, it's a nice little shot for 2, and then turns around and shushes the entire garden, like heavily shushes the entire garden. Hey, good for you, Trae Young.
Hey, he said something about it. He said like, at the end of the game, all you're hearing is "F you, F you, F you," and then all of a sudden it got real quiet, and I kind of missed the "F yous." Let's go, Trae.
That is
Right.
now just as someone like me, if that happens in game two, absolutely. I might even throw a bird at the crowd or some shit. But dude, game one, when you have another game in that building in 2 days from now, and you just pissed off an entire arena and pissed off that entire team that you know like can outwork you. Whoo, Trey, pump the brakes just a itsy bitsy little bit. Woof. That's a.
Oh, doggy.
I mean, if he comes out and just smashes the Knicks again, like, damn, you got the playoffs by the balls there, kid. But boy, just game one, I would not be shushing a crowd like that, especially not the Garden. Like, oh, they are gonna come.
What are they gonna do?
They gonna, dude. That'd be like shushing the like.
What are they gonna do? Put on some Nikes and try to cross them up? Like, who cares?
Like, imagine if Russell Westbrook hits a game-winning shot against the Sixers yesterday and just like flicks off the crowd. Like, oh my god, they probably would storm the court and kill them.
Everyone would be pissed, and he'd probably win because he's in our head.
I'm very intrigued to see game two between Hawks and Knicks because I think that definitely riled some people up.
You know, he was just
also,
casual.
Spike Lee better get thrown out of the next game now.
Yeah, I'm surprised we made it through this one without any Spike Lee news.
I was really surprised. I was surprised he was going to do something, or I was expecting him to do something stupid. They're finally in the playoffs. I suppose he's actually not trying to get kicked out. So watch them in the playoffs, so he can actually watch his team in the playoffs. Other things in the NBA, the Sixers obviously take care of the Wizards by 7, not 8. Little fuckers missed the cover. That game was like close in the first half, but man, I really didn't see the Wizards' potential to beating the Sixers. Like it was close, and then Tobias and Seth were like, "Hey, watch, we can shoot threes." And then Embiid was like, "Hey, watch, I can do it too, even though I'm 8 feet tall." And it just, man, also Embiid had his way on the Wizards yesterday. This man was dunking through 3 people.
Tobias Harris also was balling out.
Yeah, I think he had 28 in 19 minutes at one point.
It was insane. The first half was all on him because they were down at the end of the half. They were down 1, and he was the only reason it was even that close.
Is there a way for me to share my screen, or do you not have that set up?
I mean, no, not really.
Okay, never mind. I was just wanted a clip. If you were watching the Sixers-Wizards game at halftime yesterday, Charles and Shaq were on the NBA show, obviously, on both sides, and Shaq was impersonating Embiid, and I think Kenny or someone asked Shaq. They said, "What do you do if you're Embiid right now, like with 3 fouls and everything like that?" And Shaq gets up from his spot, goes around the plastic little thing that they have in separating them, goes to oh god, I'm gonna forget his name. Goes on him, kisses him on the top of the head, and goes, "Thank you, Tobias." Gives him a kiss on the top of the head, and then goes back and sits down. Dude, I was absolutely dying laughing. It's so funny. If you can find a clip eventually, it's
Thank you,
hysterical.
Tobias.
Oh my god, seriously, like they needed him. Embiid went out with 3 fouls pretty early. Got in trouble real early, and they needed him bad.
I think he was all right though. Man, she get it together.
I mean, he was fine.
Dropping easy 30.
Yeah, it didn't seem like, he was working his ass off, but it didn't seem like, he could have easily had 35, 40. He was. That's the thing. That's like the 2 players in the NBA where if you don't have the right people matched up against them, it really doesn't matter what you do because it's Jokic and Embiid. Like, it doesn't matter how good your team is. If you don't have someone guarding them on a 1v1, like capable of guarding them all game long in a 1v1 situation, there's a very small possibility that you actually win the game because they just dominate in their space. Like Embiid just manhandled everyone down low yesterday. Yeah,
Embiid ended with 30.6 boards and 3 assists. Toby had 37 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, and
nice.
A lovely Ben Simmons stat line of 6 points, 15 assists and 15 rebounds.
Nice. That is literally the stat line that he needs.
Yeah.
With some more free throws in there, it would be a perfect stat line for him.
Love to see
he
it.
does not. He literally does not need to be doing anything else. Like maybe 10 points, but he doesn't need to be doing that. The 15 boards and 15 assists is exactly what they need out of Ben Simmons right now.
Hey, man, I'll take
especially if
15
Tobias
and
is
15
striking
out of
38.
anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we don't
If
need
Tobias
some
all of a sudden gets
scoring.
hot. Is Seth okay? I saw him go down. I think he's okay. Right?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
I think he just got hit hard and just kind of, he might have taken one off the nuts. I wasn't sure. I saw him go down for a little bit, and then I didn't see him after that.
Yeah, he was expected to return to that game. He had a minor stomach injury.
He's fine. He's fine. Better pure shooter than Steph Curry. Calling it right now. My hottest take of the day.
Yeah, I'm gonna just let you have that because I think if you think that, I'm not gonna be able to.
Well, here's my thing. Like, both clearly amazing shooters, and even if you ask the two, even the two of them will say Seth was always probably the better shooter. My thing, now we'll never know because we'll never see Seth with the kind of spacing that Steph has had. But like, you put Seth on that Warriors team with the spacing and everything, and maybe he doesn't chuck up half court logo shots. But dude, that dude doesn't fucking
You're
miss.
telling me
he doesn't miss.
You put Seth Curry on the Warriors this year.
No, not this year. I'm talking about when they were doing their they were doing their things.
Okay,
back
but
when they were doing their things.
even though Seth is still shooting lights out on the team this year, Seth is better because he couldn't do it without a better team.
No, I'm saying if you put Steph in the situation he had with the Warriors, back a couple of years ago, back when Steph was Steph, and you put Seth in that exact same role, I'm saying that we might just see a new best pure shooter of the league. Because Seth, when he has open threes, the dude doesn't miss. He doesn't. Like, I've seen him very, very rarely brick an open three. Or if he even has a little bit of time, he splashes all the time. And I'm just saying, if he had the spacing that Steph Curry had back in those days, because Steph Curry definitely does not have that kind of spacing now.
No, he does not.
We might have seen a different best pure shooter of the league. We might have seen it. I'm saying they're really not that far off at all.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean,
I have no stats to back up this argument.
So, over 313 games, with only 135 of those being starts, Seth Curry has a 3-point percentage of .444. Now, if you go take a look at Steph Curry, he has 762 games played and a 3-point percentage of .433. So, yes.
That's also a massive sample size.
Seth has started 1/7 of the games.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is unbelievable.
He does have a better 3-point percentage at the moment.
That's kind of my point, is like, if you let that guy shoot as much as Steph Curry did, with the amount of space that Steph Curry had, I think he would probably regress. He wouldn't be at a 44%. But I'm just saying,
it's insane.
Is that like Steph a run for his money?
Is that like a record? Is that like that's got to be closer
for someone between, like,
for
brothers.
A certain minimum? I mean, just Seth's 3-point percentage
damn near, like, a 45% clip.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, whenever I see him play and he has like a second to gather his feet at the line and shoot a three, he bricked, I think, one yesterday that he actually had a good look at. And other than that, he was striking them. He made those like 3-4 in a row, which honestly did change the game. As soon as he started striking those threes, right, coming out of the second half, like, that was the last time that the Wizards got within like 5. I think he's a huge key to the Sixers.
Oh, he absolutely is. He's exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I mean, if Tobias is doing those things that he did yesterday, that is going to be huge.
He's
You guys
exact.
might just find yourself in the finals.
Shut up.
Might just do it. You might.
Shut up. Shut up.
The Sixers.
Shut up. Shut up.
The Sixers
Shut
might
up.
go to the NBA Finals. They might damn near win the thing this year.
Shut up. James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving are all on the same team, and they're all just sitting there down there looking at us.
Yeah, but they don't have Joel Embiid.
That's true.
Or the best shooting person in the entire league, Seth Curry.
That's also true. Nah, man. I'm terrified because of how good it seems. It makes it scarier and scarier.
Honestly, when you look at every other team, like, yes, the Brooklyn Nets have a better starting lineup because of the fact that it's KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. But if you look at the Sixers starting five, and I've said this for the past couple of years now, if you look at their starting five, I swear to God, they have the best starting five in the whole league. Like, you basically have an all-star at every single position. Tobias could be an all-star.
Yeah.
Tobias should be an all-star if he's not on the Sixers, most likely. He probably is the second best guy on most teams, I would say. I wouldn't say he's like elite.
Yeah, maybe on like. Yeah, probably a lot of teams.
The second best guy. Seth Curry is like I just think a person that everyone needs on their team. Like, everyone needs a Seth Curry. They really do. You need to have one guy.
Everyone would like one.
Yeah, right? I just think, like, as far as a starting five and depth too, because the Sixers have pretty crazy good depth.
Yeah, the depth is nice.
Like, as an overall starting five that's not just centered by three guys, I think the Sixers have a huge advantage. And I've said that for probably 2 years now, because I honestly think they've had the best starting five. Maybe the Lakers can, but I still think that, like, if you took those five versus the Lakers starting five, if you just match them up 1v1, I still take the Sixers.
Yeah. The Lakers starting five isn't that great right now. Is the I mean, the thing is, it's like
I don't see it from them this year.
No, I don't think they win it this year. I still think there's a chance they could beat the Suns, although I will admit after watching that, it wasn't even like even if they got blown out, I think it would have been worse. They just went down like 9 and then they just stayed down like 9.
Yeah,
I think that's like the worst thing
they
could
do
have done.
Anything.
They're not completely out in the series. Obviously, they have LeBron, so you can't count them out.
And AD.
Yeah, but LeBron's magical, and you can't count him out of anything. But I think at this point, even if they win this series somehow, I don't think we're seeing too much deeper from them. Just because that West is so good.
Their defense can carry them, but I think their defense has carried them about as far as it can go.
But the West is so good.
Oh, the West is so good.
That's the thing.
And also, we have basically called the West to a T, by the way.
Yeah, true.
To a fucking T. We said the Mavs could easily upset the Clippers. Game 1, Mavs upset the Clippers.
We
said that Utah and Memphis is not safe.
No, it is not.
Said that could be an upset. We said the Lakers Suns could be an upset. What other game am I missing?
Which it was, even though it wasn't.
Oh, Trailblazers and Nuggets. We said that's the scariest one of the whole series because you have probably the one top 3 seed that I thought deserved it in the West. When the Suns and Jazz, I don't think the Jazz deserved the top 3 seed. The Suns probably do. Seeing the Suns play yesterday gave me a lot more.
The Suns absolutely
do. Yesterday.
Who were you giving it to over the Suns?
No, I wasn't giving it to anyone else. I was just saying, like, in most recent years, if you have a top 3 seed in the West, I would expect them to be better and more consistent than the Suns were this season. I don't know. There's something about the Suns that I just don't see. I don't know if it's because they're a small team, and I just don't see small teams doing well.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. But I just think that as a top 3 seed, like the Nuggets was probably my safest one for me, and the Trailblazers just went and took them right out.
Nope.
Bye game 1. The West is nuts. I mean, the East is nuts right now.
The East is nuts, but I feel like there is just
It's much more.
There's a break off.
Yeah.
There's a break off after 3.
Yeah.
And man, in the West, there is just not a break off.
There's not a break. Like 1 through 8 could just literally reorganize all of them and play the playoffs, and it'll probably like be just confusing. 10:45. Are we ready for a break?
Yeah, we should kick it to a quick break.
And
come back with.
And we got more news.
Yeah, we'll have a little something, couple of other things, and come in with the bets. You know how it go.
You know how it goes.
It's just, you know how it goes. It's the Fellas Show. Weekdays, 10 to 12. You already knew that. Be right back.
You're already here.
And we're back, fellas. Uh,
Oh, fellers.
you have anything you want to get into for a little more betting talk?
Just for a little betting. I guess we kind of talked about the Trey Young thing, but I just kind of want to talk about, the the players are loving the fans.
Oh
The
yeah,
players are really, and more than the home players, the away players are really loving the fans.
yeah.
I have seen more shit talking to fans in the past 3 days than I saw probably like I've seen in a weekend gap ever.
I
Like you
mean,
have
think yeah.
hockey players taunting the crowds when they score. You have baseball pitchers in Trevor Bauer getting booed as he's coming off the mound because he just threw a shutout, like 6 shutout innings against San Francisco, and then he goes like this as he's coming off the field in a baseball game, in a regular season baseball game, by the way. We have
Unheard
Trey
of.
Young like telling the Garden to shush. We have Bradley Beal impersonating Joel Embiid, like trying to get the crowd going by making fun of him. Like there's just so much shit going on between the players and the crowd, and I fucking love it so much.
Think about it, man. Imagine. So, you're a professional athlete. You spent. You've heard nothing but shit talk from fans for as long as you've been out there. And then and you're just so used to it. You're like a high road.
It just
Can't let it get in
doesn't
my
phase you
head.
anymore.
And then it's just gone for a year. And then out of nowhere,
Like basically
some
two.
overweight dude with a beer in his hand is calling you an idiot. And then you're like, oh, okay, I forgot about this. Like, let's go. Yeah, that's I think it's
I
great.
love it.
The little break from it, I think, brought back some of the passion. You know?
Brought back some of the emotions.
Yeah,
But no,
exactly.
I think it's so funny that like, man, I forgot why I love just the emotion of playoff sports so much. And hockey started to remind me when we started seeing the fights and stuff, but I forgot about the whole other aspect of just like fans being rowdy
Yeah.
and people like going after fans and just all this shit about the fans that I completely forgot about because it's been so damn long.
And the thing is, it's also one of those things that you don't necessarily notice is missing until it was back. You know?
Until it was like, oh, this is for the
Well, yeah,
first
it
little
was
bit, it was
weird
like,
at
oh,
first.
this is weird. But then it just got used to like, okay, we're just gonna watch sports with nobody there.
And it was. I feel like it was also like you didn't fully appreciate what they brought. It was just like kind of. It was like, oh, this looks weird. It sounds weird, but you didn't even realize that like it actually felt different. Like everything about
Yeah.
it was different. And then, and especially now, like thinking back in the last like the last NBA playoffs in the bubble, like I'm always trying to think, like, why didn't that even feel real? Like that's just it was like because they were in like a bunch of gyms with no fans, no anything. It
It
doesn't
was
even
literally
feel
just
like
March Madness. It was
yeah, it
just
doesn't
March
feel
Madness.
like a
It was
real
just March
thing that
Madness.
happened.
Yeah. Um,
It was like practice for March Man. It was like the gym next door where they can warm up. Like that was crazy.
yeah, no. I think I just completely forgot how it was. And then we started getting, 1,000 fans back in 2000 and 3,000. It was like, oh, yeah, you can hear him in the background. Like,
Yeah.
but man, the past week of having, half capacity,
I-
three-fourths capacity at everyone's stadium, everyone's arena,
In the
it's like,
playoffs.
holy shit. I
It was
forgot
just
how
in time.
loud these crowds can be. Like, and
Coming back
I
right with the
swear they haven't.
playoffs.
Yeah, I swear they haven't figured out like the fans' microphones yet because the Sixers game on TV was like deafening. Like the crowd was actually like louder than the commentators. They were louder than everything else. It was like, holy shit, like how many people are in there?
The Sixers basketball. How I'm just
And also
happy.
watching the Panthers Tampa Bay series has been nuts
That's
too.
been
Because
great.
those
I
fans are
honestly
basically at full capacity
yeah.
and those fans are crazy. Like I don't know much about Florida Panthers just because it's a weird market team that just kind of started being good recently. But man, their fans are freaking crazy. Those guys were
Yeah.
on their feet that whole entire game, that one game against Tampa Bay. Like literally, I don't think I saw anyone sitting down.
No, it's electric. But not the lightning. Haha. But seriously.
Oh, no, I love fans. This is the way that playoffs should be. And honestly, by the end of the playoffs, we're probably going to be at full capacity. Full capacity. I know that
Yeah.
Minnesota just announced that full capacity will be happening at the end of June in all sports.
Oh, get this quick update. This was a couple days ago, but it relates to what we were talking about before with the G League, and
Oh yeah,
what was the team called? The Ignite. Um,
oh,
they
that's
got
right.
another one.
They got a
His
4 or
name
5
is
star.
First of all, his name is Scoot Henderson,
All right, that's
which,
pretty cool.
if I know anything, Sixers should draft him. Um,
Yep.
but he's a class of 22 recruit, so he's currently a junior. But he's already a 5 star. He's one of those, he like everyone already knows he's a dude. Like everyone's been probably
Can you
have their
leave
eyes
high
on him since
school
like
early
14.
to go to the G League?
I feel like you can't.
I mean, you should not. Let's
Oh,
put it that way.
okay.
You
Here you
should
go. Here
not.
you go. To be eligible for the NBA draft, players who declare must be at least 19 and 1 year removed from their high school graduation at minimum.
Graduation.
Yeah,
So they do have to have graduated.
they have to graduate and be at least 19 and have graduated a year ago.
So
But that's
what if
that's to
some?
declare for the
Yeah, I
draft,
was gonna say.
and this
What if
isn't
what if a
necessarily.
what if he decides to go to the G League now, gets his GED while he's in the G League, and he turns 19 during the draft and he's ready to go? Like, honestly,
It just doesn't
does it
say
have to be
anything
like?
about when you're allowed to G League.
I'm assuming that it'd be very hard, but that someone's gonna eventually do it in the next couple of
It
years.
would
I'm
probably
sure some
be.
junior in high school is gonna do it.
I just bet they already have. I bet it's either the same rule as the declaring for the draft, or actually no, it can't be because there's no way they'll take those dudes right out of high school. But the main thing is this dude was the number 7 recruit in 2022. They've already got 2 other 5 star prospects on the Ignite that have declared to go there. He's making $1 million. He's 17 years old, and he just signed $1 million deal with the Ignite. And you're gonna tell me that more people aren't gonna want to do that instead of go to college?
Wait,
Like,
so
come
he's
on.
signed, but he still has another year in high
Yeah.
school. So
Yep.
they signed for after high school.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I feel like the NBA
Oh, I'm
farm
sorry.
system
There's
is
the
going to
thing.
get.
This isn't. He reclassified himself to be a senior this year, so now he will be playing there next year. But he is currently a junior, just reclassified as a senior. He's 17.
How the fuck do you do that?
Oh, okay, okay. I figure we got it.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You can hop on the G League at any point, but if you're on so the difference is this is the Ignite, so it's not a team. What doesn't have an
Home
NBA
city.
team. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So all these guys are just draft eligible whenever they have to. They're not going to get called up by a team or anything.
Yeah.
So because he's currently 17 and has just reclassified himself as a senior so he could graduate a year early, he's going to have to spend 2 years on the G League team until he's 19. But you can play on the G League team, I guess, at any point because the dude's not even a legal adult and he just signed. So
I can't wait for some 15-year-old to eventually be in the G
oh my
League team.
gosh, could you imagine
for
from Nova Scotia or something?
Yeah, some 15-year-old that's already 6'8" or some shit comes over from Nova Scotia, gets 4 years under his belt by the time he's 19, comes in the league and is in just the biggest fucking animal ever. It's gonna happen.
This is very cool. Although I will say, I don't think, especially with how people how people tend to react to players going straight to any professional sport out of high school. Like, oh, you gotta go to college. I don't think people will be happy that a 17-year-old reclassified as a senior and then dipped. I don't think some people will be happy. I think
it's probably gonna piss off a couple players or a couple people, I should say.
I think it's a fantastic thing. I think if you're this good,
I think it's
first
a
of all,
very good idea for the NBA.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great idea for the NBA, and it's actually good for the players.
Yeah, because exactly. The people who go to the G, you now have people coming into your league with already professional experience, which is like the one thing that they need that they don't get from the NCAA, is because they're playing other college players.
Like, yeah, it'd be great to be able to go to school, but basically, if you're really, really good and you're going to the NBA, most players don't play 4 years.
Yeah.
Some do. I won't say nobody does, but most of players who are gonna get drafted to the NBA do not go to school for 4 years and don't even get a
Yep.
degree. So it's like you can't make that argument. It's like, would you rather have $1 million or half of the credits for a degree?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know, man. And then
I'll
that's
say it.
also the thing. It's protection if you're not that good. If you go to college, you're a 5-star recruit and you're just not that good. Bye bye. If you go to the Ignite and you're not that good, at least you cash a check real quick and then you can go do whatever you want. You can pay for your tuition and go to college.
Yeah, you can, there you go. No. And I think, like I've said before, I think the more we see players going to play pro early, we're going to see a better skill increase, and more players are going to do it because they're going to realize that that's a better path, much better path to the NBA than going and playing for Duke for 2 years and playing some other people that you may or may not see in professional leagues, rather than just going to the pros, playing all professional players. Because I don't care if you're playing in fucking Serbia or
Yeah.
Lithuania or Latvia, that play is professional, which means it is better and more NBA style than the NCAA. It doesn't matter if you're playing in fucking China. It doesn't matter if it's Serbia. It doesn't matter if you're playing in Antarctica. That is professional basketball. Those guys are also professional basketball players getting paid as professional basketball players. It's a higher level. It just is. All those guys have more experience. It's just a higher level, and you will get better playing in those leagues than you will in the NCAA. It's just a fact.
And especially with this Ignite team. I mean, well, first of
Oh,
all,
yeah.
this is already having, like, I can see that this one, because this will get big. This will keep getting bigger and bigger. They're going to need to have probably a few more developmental teams in the G League that operate similar to how the Ignite operate very soon. I think in the next like 5 years, there's gonna have to be like 4 of these teams or something.
For those who don't know, the Ignite is the one basketball team that doesn't have a bigger city, and that all these young 5-star recruits are going to play in the G League.
And first of all, just the concept is so sick. It's like, all right,
It's kind of like a high school all-star team.
yeah, it's like here's all these vets and like these young dudes that are all just like, I'm trying to make this team. Like I'm trying to play in the NBA, and then it's like, and then let's get just a stash of 5-star recruits, pull them out of high school, drop them in there, and just make like a quick soup,
and see how
and
they
it's
do.
fantastic. But then the other thing is, eventually, once this picks up, because again, it will pick up, the NCAA is going to see a decrease in skill level, and then that's only going to force them to see an even greater decrease in skill level because, you know, once the stereotype flips, because that's kind of why this never took off before. It was always like, if you want to be a good professional basketball player, you can't just go to the G League. Like, it's bad.
You had to go to the NCAA. You have
G
to in order to
League
get the
bad,
experience and all that.
NCAA
Yeah.
good. But now it's not.
Now
People are seeing you don't have to.
I mean, we see some of the top players come out of college. Some of the top names coming out of college were Denzel Valentine, Grayson Allen, like all these fucking names that don't mean anything anymore. Like these were the top names at the time. If you look at the top names from the G League that come out of there, they're almost no one is a bust when they come out of like being the top prospect.
You can't
like,
be a bust.
It's very, very hard to be a bust when you're already at a professional, like playing it at professional level. To go to the NBA is like, I get it, it's a different skill level, but at the same time, like you just played there and you dominated one professional league, so you can probably do well in the other. The translation between dominating in the NCAA and during March Madness when you play for fucking Duke and you're playing, I don't know, Syracuse zone defense, like that doesn't translate to the NBA in any way, shape, or form. Like it doesn't help you. I don't know. I'm seeing a big power switch in college basketball, which is crazy because that's like the one. I mean, I see a lot of switches between college sports and professional sports right now with just name, image, and likeness and all the shit that's going to be going on. But I feel like the best grasp that the NCAA has, like the biggest power, is basketball because of March Madness. And like that's the one thing that they're really losing a grip on right now, because the NBA is like, well, watch this. I bet we can make some money doing this too.
And it's gonna be. I think it's gonna also become like. I think with these dudes training together on the same team, all of these young dudes who are all just like 5 stars, just all working together for a season, with also, by the way, none of the distractions of school
Nope.
or living at a college or anything like that. Nothing else to do because it is just your job now.
Yep.
But playing against, it's gonna be like what people say against Bama, or say about Bama, like football players there, where they're like, if practices are more intense than games, like you knew that whoever was the next guy like at your position is better than anyone else you're gonna play, and you could take it. Like that's what this team is probably gonna become, something like that within the G League, where it's like we're running it, but like to even get my time on the floor, I need to beat these other dudes who are the same
the other
age
5-star
and have the
recruits,
same
yeah.
skill as me, and I just gotta play better than them. I
Yeah.
think it can be really, really, really good for the NBA.
And it's definitely good for the NBA because it's people trying it. And I think that's why the March Madness gets such an appeal over the NBA, is because they're trying so hard. Like, say what you want about the skill level, but maybe it's not up to par, but they are literally sprinting up and down the court, flying, jumping over each other, trying to block balls and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that is what makes March Madness so crazy. Like guys crying because they hit a half court game winner. Like that is March Madness. Now, if we could have that in professional basketball, when it's not just the finals and it's not just game 7, and the way that we're doing it is because we're creating these G League teams where it's so hard to even get a spot on them that they have to bust their asses in practice, let alone games. Like that's where you're going to see some serious like effort and motivation. And it's going to be very fun to watch because it's going to be like young people not named in the March Madness tournament are just busting their asses. And it's going to be high level basketball, very high level basketball. And that's been the one thing I've said about the NBA for a long time, is like, it's just, I know it's high level, but at the end of the day, you just don't look like you're doing a whole lot. And I know you are. I know you're 7 feet tall, so it's a little different. But like, you can't have an excuse when the guys that are only 2 years younger than me or younger than you in a different league, not getting paid, are literally sprinting up and down courts,
Right.
like, and flying over each other.
And plus, it's probably like it kind of have a chip on your shoulder going. Like obviously, you're in a pretty good. You can't be that mad because you got to check for $1 million.
You have something to prove.
But yeah, and you're kind of like, all right, I'm not ever doing March Madness. Like I could have, if you're a 5-star recruit, you probably had 25 offers. You could have gone wherever you wanted. You could have been the star.
You got laid every single night.
Yeah,
Everyone did your homework. Everyone loved you at the college. You were an idol. You were worshipped. You were a legend.
You're giving something up. And
Yes.
I will admit, on the other hand, you are getting $1 million,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool. But you're still giving us something. And you're still like, all right, so this has to be like my March Madness. These have to be my moments. Like this is, I don't know. I think it just all seems very. I can't think of something bad about it. The NBA has been doing pretty good these days.
That's also a very interesting question, though. Does the G League, and I mean, I think we're going to see more and more G League, but there's also a part of it too where it's like, man, if I'm a 5-star recruit and I get it, I'm not in the same situation as most NBA basketball players are. But like, as far as me, man, I'm a point guard who just kind of got a bunch of offers from Duke and Kentucky, and like, man, I kind of want to go play college ball for a couple of years, just kind of be an idol on the campus. Just, you get like a college lifestyle for a couple of years before I go play pro, and like that whole lifestyle happens. But like, man, I can only imagine being a D1 Duke basketball player or a D1 Alabama football player or a D1, like, I can't imagine you're not having the time of your fucking life during those years that you're there. Like, you're probably doing very little homework. I get that you're grinding and you're lifting, but you're also like with the boys. And there is something to say about college, like not being paid to be on a team and being paid. Like you hear guys talk about in professional sports all the time. Like, you'll never understand what a team is like after you leave college. Like, that is the last time that you'll understand like what a real family is. because after that it gets into money and it turns into a business. So I think there is a little bit of an aspect of college ball like it's still very appealing, especially for some people over than others. Like, not gonna lie, probably people who are well off financially going into college, I would be like, yeah, probably spend a couple years at college. Like, if you don't need the $1 million now, like, shit, go have a couple years in college. Like, I don't know. I think it
Bro,
depends what everyone's end goal is.
bro, I'm taking my check.
I'm taking my million.
I'm taking my million. I'll tell you why. Because basically, I'm either on the fast track to the NBA, hey, no
Yeah.
college lifestyle is fine. I'll be living that. I'll be living that NBA
I'll be living
lifestyle.
I'll be living that pro lifestyle.
Yeah, I'll live in the NBA style. And then if I don't make it, then I don't know. Take whatever I didn't spend already. Go back to college and be a college student with like 700K, which I think could make you pretty popular.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
you
can't lose. You can't lose.
Yeah, there's pretty much, yeah. It's just kind of like what do you want for a little bit versus what are your end goals at the end of the day. But no, if I'm like a 4-star and I'm like, I don't know if I'm really going to get to the NBA, man, I'm taking my 4 years at college. Yeah. I'm like,
that's the thing.
I'm sure that live the life.
I'm sure that not just every 5-star recruit gets these offers. Like, I'm sure it has to be like they think you can develop into an NBA player. Like, you can't be just like 5'10", super scrappy, really like.
Yeah, he's just a real scrappy player.
And it's like, yeah, you could probably go lead a 8 seed to some upsets in March Madness if you want to, but like,
you're not
might not see that success in the. I'm interested to know how their process actually works. I don't know if they just went down the list and were like, "Yo, please, guys, we need to make
They just went to 2K like college ratings. Yeah. And just took like the top 10 guys and like, hey, we need to give all these 10 guys offers.
Maybe.
All those 4.5 stars though, we don't want them. Just only the 5-star guys.
I wonder also if this will affect the international leagues at all.
I think international leagues are.
Some of them are
very, 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 very underrated.
Yeah.
You took LaMelo Ball, who, sorry, I had no confidence in my entire life. I kept hearing number one. I saw his footage from high school and stuff. I was like, there's no way in fucking hell this guy is a number 1 seed or a number 1 draft pick. Like, there's no way in hell he's not good enough. It's just because of his name, blah, blah, blah. And then he went and played in Latvia or Lithuania or whatever it was. And, like, I swear, in the year that he was there, he became such a good basketball player.
Oh, man.
And I started watching all of his clips, and he just got better and better and better and better.
Dude also grew, like, 8 inches in a year.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah.
I remember, because I watched when Lonzo was getting drafted. I watched all the highlights with all the Ball brothers. You know, everyone did.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing that little dude. And then, like, 2 years later, we skipped over LiAngelo.
Yep.
LiAngelo
came and went, gone.
And he did he have a little G League stint? Yes, perhaps something like that.
Yeah, he had a little G League stint. He had a little China stint. You know.
I know he's in Latvia with the boys or wherever. But then they kind of skipped over him, and then they're just like, yeah, that was first overall pick. I'm like, that dude, that little kid,
yeah. the little kid with the white floppy hair.
Yeah.
The kid video we watched who just sat in the backcourt the entire game and his teammates just chucked him the ball and he got layups for like 85. Like, he broke some record in high school because he just got like 85 layups in a row.
But yeah, and it turns out he grew like a foot and was really, really good at basketball.
Imagine that. But no, he took his year in is it Latvia or Lithuania? Which one did he go
to? I want to say Lithuania.
Okay, Lithuania. He took his year in Lithuania, showed up to the NBA, and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm NBA ready. And they're like, okay. And he was. He really was. Like, he was balling out this season. No pun intended.
You get all... Hey, dirty dog.
Hey.
You got a lot of tape playing pro over there, too. A lot of tape.
A lot of tape.
Well, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Let's take a break. We're talking
bets. Take a break and then talk bet.
We're talking bets after.
All right, break then bets. We'll be right back, fellas.
Bye, fellers.
Bye. Hey, fellas. We're back.
Fellas.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the day.
That's my favorite part of the day.
The bets.
The bets. That's why we're here. It's why we do what we do. It's betting time.
And it's one of the best times to be betting.
You know what? I'm not starting with NHL. I was going to start with NHL, or I was going to start with NBA, but I'm going to start with the NHL.
Let's do it.
We have Game 5 of Pittsburgh Penguins and New York Islanders. It's Game 5. It is tied 2-2 in that series. Both home teams, yet the home team's only 2-2 in this series. Both have taken a home game and an away game. Pittsburgh's at home tonight, getting minus 141. Islanders on the road getting plus 123. Boy, is this series not touchable.
No.
No, not even a little. Hasn't been since it began to.
Won't even sneeze
Penguins
on it.
getting 75% of tickets, 79% of money. If I had to bet, I would just be betting on the home team during this entire series. So I'd be taking the Penguins, but boy, the Islanders are looking pretty good over there. They're kind of looking like their mid-season form right before they started dropping off towards the end of the season. If they can beat the Penguins, they can beat the Bruins.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, the Bruins did almost sweep the Capitals last night, which is crazy too, because the Capitals were a very, very, very good team, a very good team,
Yeah. Yeah.
extremely good team. So it just, yeah, shows how good the Bruins actually are. Getting probably plus 1,000 still. Actually, it's probably
But and if the Islanders can beat the Bruins, they can win the Stanley Cup.
oh yeah. No, if you can beat the Bruins, you have a shot at the Stanley Cup right
Yeah.
now. And I would say that about a lot. I would say if you could beat Colorado, you can win the Stanley Cup. If you can beat the Bruins, and if you can beat the Lightning, you're a contending team. Um, Next game, also at 7 o'clock, another Northern Division game. Maple Leafs and Canadiens. Canadiens are at home tonight, getting one plus 143. Maple Leafs on the road getting minus 167. Maple Leafs are getting 99% of the money, however. 99% of the money on the road. Now let me do my due diligence and check what these series is at, because I'm pretty sure that the series are pretty much split between these two teams. And let's not forget that Tavares is out. Remember, he got hit very hard, and that was a very scary moment.
That was a
very scary,
big hit.
Scary little clip. That was when he's like going back on his knees and like falling backwards. That's a scary little sight there. So Toronto has kind of controlled the series a little bit, but Montreal does like being at home. When they're at home, they do give them a run for their money, and they haven't played a ton of home games against them. They've played each other over 10 times this season. Montreal's been at home 4 times, and they've won 3 of those games at home.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and so Toronto's getting 99% of the money,
and Toronto's getting 99% of the money on the road, and the series is tied 1-1. Correct?
Yep.
I have not been following this series as much.
Yeah, it's 1-1.
The Northern Division's been ridiculous, as I predicted coming into the playoffs that it would be, that the Northern Division would be crazy. However, I did say that the Jets were terrible, and now they have a 3-0 series lead on Edmonton. But the Edmonton's also terrible. So yeah, I think Canadians are in a very good spot to be underdogs tonight. Underdogs at home, getting absolutely disrespected by the public. It's a good spot.
That's
the Lightning and Panthers, game 5. Lightning are up 3-1 in the series. And rightfully so, I would say.
Yeah.
Now they go back to Florida tonight, where they are dominant. They are a very good team. And Nikita Kucherov is questionable. He's a game-time decision, which is a big deal. He's a big piece of their offense. When they started struggling towards the end of the season, when they stopped being so inconsistent or stopped being so consistent, I mean, Kucherov hasn't been there since September, but if you're missing Kucherov and another big offensive player like Stamkos or just another one of their big weapons, it really hurts to have 2 people rather than one offensive threat gone.
Yeah.
So that could strike as a problem. I'm looking at the series right now. These guys have also played each other over 10 times. Florida's actually had a pretty good grip on the series. I'm looking at home versus away. Florida's played at home 4 times, 5 times, and has won 2 at home. So, I really like the Lightning. I think the Lightning are just really good. I think that Florida's also really good, but I just think that the Lightning are just too overpowering. Maybe the Panthers can steal another one at home here, but this is not going past game 6. Once we head back to Tampa Bay, this series is over. And it honestly might be over tonight too. Tampa's getting minus 114 on the road. Panthers getting minus 103 at home. The public is stacking a little bit on the Lightning at 75% of tickets, but only 55% of money. So people are pretty pretty split on this one, which I understand why. I think Lightning are in a good spot to win, take the series 4-1. I think the Panthers have played really well, giving them all they could handle, but man, the Lightning are just too good, man. They really are.
Quite a series, though.
Hell of a series.
Very fun.
Also, the over/under. Oh, it's at 6 now. I was hoping it was gonna be at 5.5 again because I would have taken it again because I think they've hit over every single time, and they probably will again tonight. 9:45. We have the back-to-back Oilers Jets. After last night, the Oilers were up 4-1 and then blew it badly and lost in OT. The Jets are at home tonight for game 4. They have a 3-0 series lead. If the Jets sweep the fucking Edmonton Oilers, dude,
that would be insane. Do you think they get it done?
I'm not saying no. No, I really don't. Last night was a fluke. Last night, Edmonton should have torched them. They outplayed them. They absolutely were throttling them like 30-15 at one point in shots. And then there was just a 4-minute span in the third period where the Jets shot the puck like 15 times and scored 3 goals. And then Edmonton just couldn't put another one in. And OT came around, and anything can happen in OT. Edmonton money line's getting -121. The Jets are getting +104 at home. Everyone's stacked on the Jets. They really think the series are going to end tonight. 54% of tickets, but 87% of money is on the Jets. People think that series is done.
I mean, man, it is tempting at positive odds.
Positive odds for a 3-0 series lead. Yeah,
it is tempting.
Home. Yeah, that's a definitely a very nice looking spot. Ooh, Simple Skills Gaming says Jets sweeping.
Oh,
Jets sweeping.
You can get it at +104.
+104 on DraftKings.
Dude.
I like it too. I do, man. I really want to bet the Oilers tonight just because I don't see it happening.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why do they want me to do it so bad? What do they know?
That's Vegas, man. They know what they're doing. They're teasing everyone. They're teasing the public with that line.
That's shaky.
No, it should be a really good game tonight, though. Yeah. It's interesting to see because I didn't think either of these teams should be in the playoffs. Just looking at the other set of teams in the playoffs, like it seemed like the North Division just really didn't hold their own. But man, I talked a whole lot of shit about the Jets coming into this and how they shouldn't be here and how they don't deserve to be. Now, Oilers don't either, but boy, they've been playing well. Very, very, very well. Surprisingly well. I mean, yesterday was kind of a fluke, but at the end of the day, like they played all 60 minutes and the Oilers did not. And that's what happens. And then got lucky in OT, and that's what happens. God, 5 NHL games tonight. I'm going to be so busy on double and triple screens. And then the last game, the Wild and Golden Knights. Let's go Wild. Golden Knights are getting -180 at home. Wow, they're +155 on the road. Vegas getting 86% of tickets and 95% of money. I hate to say it, but the series is over.
Damn.
The series is over. We had to grab one at home. We had to. We got one in Vegas. We got one in Vegas in game 1, which was incredible. We absolutely needed that. I thought it was going to put us on the good foot. I knew we weren't going to win game 2. No, we weren't going to sweep them in Vegas. But boy, was I hoping for a win at home. One win at home. We go up 2-0 in the first period in game 1. They get a third goal, come back, and then they just flatten us the rest of the game. And then last game, we can't even score on Marc-Andre Fleury because his glove is just literally Jesus. Like, how do you take a team that's one of the hottest teams at home all season, been scoring goals like crazy, like averaging over 4 goals at home, and Marc-Andre Fleury's like, nah, dude.
Stop.
Stop. I said no. I don't like that man. I love Marc-Andre Fleury, but I hate that man right now. I think the series is over. I really do. I don't see the Wild taking a game. Now, I will say that if we somehow win tonight, if we go into Vegas and beat Vegas, I think that there's a good chance that we could finally steal a game at home because we should have won a game at home already in game 6. And then game 7 would be very interesting. But boy, that's a bunch of what ifs. I think if we win tonight, we got a little bit of a chance because I think we can win Game 7 and win Game 6 and then head into Game 7 with at least a little hope, But boy, I don't see this ending well. I don't see this being a very fun night for me. My last hope in Minnesota teams might be going down tonight. But I'll still be wearing my jersey, still cheering on from the couch, still coaching because they need me.
You'll be out there.
They need me. I'll be out there. All right, that's NHL. Actually, let me look at under overs real quick. Kind of like the under in the Penguins game. I still want to hit the over in the Panthers game. I still think that's a good bet. They've been crushing the over every single time. That series is crazy. They love scoring goals. Both those power plays are nuts. Let's talk the NBA playoffs.
Here we go.
We have Heat and Bucks today. Bucks are at home for game 2. They won game 1 by 2 points. 2 points, I believe. Maybe 3. They are now getting 4.5 once again and getting disrespected by the public. Wow.
Oh.
Public stacking up on the Heat today. Interesting. We were on Heat cover first game. They did cover. But boy, game 2, I don't think they're going to pull that one off again. Just there's a guy named Giannis on the other side that I don't think wants to lose both games at home to start his playoffs. Just my personal opinion.
When do people start yelling at Giannis for not performing in the playoffs?
Whenever he stops performing in the playoffs.
But when do they? You know what I feel like anyone who's as good as Giannis.
I mean, yeah, if he gets first rounded, there's gonna be a good amount of talk. But I don't know if it's gonna fall on Giannis. I think it's gonna fall on like Middleton and a couple others. Like it's a supporting crew that's not helping him out. It's gonna be one of those narratives. I don't think it'll be on Giannis. I don't think people are ready to shit on Giannis yet. Maybe in a couple years from now.
I'm just saying he's had a pretty big window. My God, he's got some MVP.
I wouldn't mind a couple. Hey, Giannis, what you doing?
Hey, come on.
Hey, you're supposed to be the.
But also, hey, Milwaukee,
player, right?
come on, get this guy some guys.
Milwaukee, come on.
But anyway.
To help this man. So the Bucks or the Heat are getting 62% of the money, or 62% of bets, and 86% of money, which means the Bucks are only getting 14% of money. That's a pretty good spot for the Bucks, I would say. Now, I think this is gonna be a close series. I think it's gonna be close games every game. But man, a 5-point game is still a pretty close game, and their spread's 4.5. With fouls and stuff, I could easily see the Bucks winning this by 5 or more. I do like their spot. And then the other game tonight, 10 o'clock.
Oh, quick thing for the Heat.
Yeah.
I found here's a fun little player prop for the boys. Just a quick points over under. Duncan Robinson is over under 13.5 right now for this game. He had 24. And he's been a walking like 12, 13 points a game, and he was feeling himself yesterday. Sorry, 2 days ago. So, just something to consider.
A little Duncan Robinson. Be on the lookout for Duncan Robinson prop.
In the over 13.5. I don't know. I might take it for fun. We'll see.
I like the little insight. I enjoyed that.
Fun little thing.
Trailblazers and Nuggets tonight. Boy, this is going to be a crazy series. I don't know how it's going to end. Trailblazers could sweep them. Who knows? Trailblazers on the road for game 2. They took game 1 by, I believe, 10 points. It was a pretty good win. Plus 1.5. Denver's getting minus 1.5. Sharp action on Denver, and the tickets and money are basically split 50-50 with a slight advantage on the Nuggets.
Dang.
Man, I would be, if I was a betting man,
which you may or may not be.
I'd probably just be taking the Trailblazers money line tonight, honestly, at plus 102. I think they showed us game 1 that they're far more than capable of winning this series and continuing their ungodly run with McCollum and Dame.
Insane stuff. I mean,
they have been playing unbelievable together.
Hey. Melo had 18.
True.
Let's go. I love to see that.
Melo, yeah, he deserves some. He deserves a little bit of success.
I love how Melo is literally like built like a completely different human being now.
Oh yeah,
You know,
literally not
like,
even the same player.
like I Trailblazers Melo is completely disassociated from all other
Yes,
Melos.
I don't even. Who did he play for before?
He played for he was drafted by the Nuggets, and he played for the
I'm kidding.
Knicks, and then he played for the
Did he play
Knicks.
for the Knicks or something?
Nah, but dude, people do forget about
Nuggets or something?
Nugget Mello.
Yeah, that's how it started, right?
Yeah, Nugget Mello was a dog, dude.
Nugget
And
Mello, I
and then when
hated because Nugget Mello was in my division for a long
oh
time.
dude,
And
and then when
Nugget
AI was
Mello,
there with him, that was a bunch of dogs, dude. That was a good
I
team.
kind of forgot that AI was there with him. To be totally honest.
It's a fun team.
But no, only 2 NBA games tonight. I am eyeing up that over in the Trailblazers Nuggets game though. I'm really eyeing that one up. 227. You got offense flying on one side.
True.
You got unstoppable Jokic on the other side.
Bang bang. Here he comes.
Boy, I could see 4 60-point quarters right in a row for 240 in this game. I could see easily a 125 to a 115, a 121 to a 119. Come on. And you tell me I only have to clear 227? 113 to 114 between these two teams? Come on. Come on. Love me some overs too.
We got just like a little fun little player guy for this one.
Yeah, I would.
CJ McCollum.
Oof, I like him.
You like him?
I like that guy. I know that guy.
You think he'll get over 2.5 3-pointers?
Oh, how many did he shoot last game?
Last game was
He shoots 5, yes.
yes. He was 3 for 7.
Oh, then yeah. If he's shooting 7, fuck yeah. CJ will drain a couple.
You can get it for what minus. It is minus 140 right now for
Okay.
CJ McCollum over 2.5 3-pointers.
I kind of like that.
It's not
I feel
bad.
like that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, that's NBA for tonight. What else do we got? MLB, little baseball, little bat and ball action
Little
here.
bat
Little sticky fingers pine tar here. Little mechanical sensors to tell you what pitch is coming here. Little sign stealing. Little bat flipping. Yeah, MLB. It's getting entertaining.
How are we allowed to
What you
bet
have
on
to-
this? It's such a corrupt sport.
Hey man, I don't know, but damn, is it entertaining. I like the new MLB. I'm not a big baseball guy. Never really have been. Respect the sport. No, it's incredibly hard. But boy, this MLB is a lot more fun to watch than the last MLB.
All right, bro.
I could watch this MLB.
Wait, no. So you see the game times, right?
I haven't looked at them quite yet.
Well, let me just say.
107 to start off the day.
But let me just say, dude. Remember what I said about how Toronto has to play 2 national anthems in Toronto?
Oh, true.
I've been looking. That's always the one that's 7 minutes later. I think that's why.
All these other teams are really nice today. Look at this.
I think it's when
look at these
Toronto's
starts,
messing
fellas.
around.
Look at that.
We actually,
Just-
it's clean.
We start out with 107, but then we go 640, 710, 740, 740, 710, 810, 940. What nice start times today.
And I know you're already not a fan of Canada, and it's probably
No.
not good for you to hear that it's their fault
No.
that there's this
It is their
107
fault. Imagine that. Most things are their fault. World War II, fucking Canada. Vietnam War, fucking Canada. Civil War, fucking Canada.
Was it those guys?
Yeah, they're the reason the Civil War started.
They did burn down the White House, didn't they?
Did they?
The Canadians? I believe so.
Hey. I don't like that. Wasn't that the British?
Nah, well, maybe at a different time.
No. I don't like Canada. Besides, for your fish, I like your fish. Please continue to let me fish in your country. MLB. The Tampa Bay Rays take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays are at home getting -103, only 27% of money. The series is kind of weird because they're both like good teams. However, the Tampa Bay Rays have been playing very, very well lately. We took them yesterday. They did very nice for us. I liked them very much. Interesting. Tampa Bay is 11-12 at home, but 18-7 on the road.
Wow.
Wow is right.
That's a
They,
why? Oh, man, baseball teams
also
are weird with
interesting.
this.
These two teams have played each other 6 times this season. Tampa Bay has won 4 of them, and they've won all 3, which they've been on the road for. 9-7, 3-1, 6-4. Something to look for.
Absolutely.
Might have to take the now they are getting favorited with a 73% of money, but it might be worth taking them today. Might be worth. They're -113. Next game. What is this? A 640? The Phillies Marlins. Marlins getting favored at -127 at home, getting 77% of the money. Monies. Phillies are really, really bad on the road. 15-10 at home, 8-14 on the road. Miami is pretty much split 50-50 on the road and at home. This will be the 4th time that these two play each other. The Phillies won the first. All 3 have been played in Philadelphia. Phillies won the first one, but then lost the next 2. Even though they were favorited, I might add.
Oh.
Let's see what Cover's free pick says. He says Miami, so we're not picking Miami. Also, if you use covers.com, do not use their free picks. They fucking suck. Those guys are idiots. However, their statistics are top-notch. Cleveland Indians and Detroit Tigers at 7-10. Tigers getting -124 and the sharp action at home. Cleveland Indians getting +106 on the road. Detroit is shockingly getting 85% of money. They must have a good starting pitcher. Now, let's not forget that Detroit is 18-28 on the season. They are 9-12 at home, 9-16 on the road, and Cleveland is a good road team, being 13-11. I'm going to look at their head-to-head real quick. They have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times this season. Cleveland has won the past 4.
Dang.
I think Cleveland is in a very good spot to win this game tonight.
And Detroit's still getting 85% with that? That's pretty crazy.
They're kind of getting disrespected here a little bit.
I'd say a little bit.
I think part of this might be coming from the fact that Cleveland just dropped 2 out of the 3 to the Minnesota Twins. That could be where that is stemming from. And they have not looked that great lately. They lost 3 out of 4 to the Mariners. They beat the Angels, but not by much. And Detroit has been looking decent. But yeah, man, I see the Indians winning this one. Next game, also at 7-10, Rockies Mets. Mets getting -139 at home. Rockies getting +118 on the road. Mets getting favored with tickets and money at 75%. I don't have a play on this game. I don't like betting on the Mets because they suck. I don't like betting on the Rockies because they suck. Oh, wait, I think the Rockies are the team that's like 2-something on the road. Hang on. This might be a spot for us. Oh, they are 2-17 on the road. Then the New York Mets are 11-4 at home. Man, do we just load up on the Mets today? At -139. The Rockies are a very, very bad away team. Holy shit.
That's very, very bad.
Really bad. Let me see. Ooh, wow, okay. I just looked at the New York Mets injury report. That's literally every single person on their team. So that's a problem. The Rockies have won 3 in a row. And the Mets only won 4 of their last 10. But they haven't been at home. This will be their first home game in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. So the Mets coming home as a good home team after a long away stint. And Colorado going on the road after playing 8 of their past 11 games at home. This could be, hey, man, you know?
Yo, man.
I'm just saying, it seems like kind of too perfect, but I don't think the Mets are gonna lose this one. It's just me though. 740. We're moving on. I don't want to talk about the Mets anymore. I don't like the Mets. I don't like them. We people. 740. The Baltimore Orioles are taking on the Minnesota Twinkies. The Twins are getting -107. The Orioles are getting -109. We are basically at a pick 'em here, folks.
Ooh.
Orioles getting 62% of public tickets, 61%, sorry, just changed, but only 48% of money. So pretty much a dead split down that game. Twins coming off a nice little heater against the Cleveland Indians. They might be feeling himself a little bit. However, John motherfucking Means is on the fucking mound, baby.
Woo.
Now I know I say we don't bet on starting pitchers here. However, it's the goddamn Twins, and they're really bad. Baltimore's 11-11 on the road. Minnesota's 8-15 at home. Both teams are 17-29. You have the ace and John Means starting today. The public is really not swinging that hard for John Means, which is really surprising me, actually. It might be a Baltimore Orioles kind of day.
I think it might be worth.
I think it might be worth it. I know my Twins, and boy, are they a bad fucking team. A bad team.
The boys.
Polanco's out. Cruz is out. Pineda's out. Maeda's out. Head to head. Oh, we haven't played each other in over 2 years.
Really?
Whoa, all right, here, get this. We haven't played each other in over 2 years. Our last game was April 8th, 2019. Minnesota has won. Hang on. The last 10 matchups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What,
7,
over the
8,
last
9, 10.
40 years?
Over the last, no, since 2019 and 2018, they played each other in July and April of 2019. They won 4-1, 9-2, 6-1, 4-3, 16-7, 6-5, 10-1, 5-4, 6-2, and 5-2. They haven't lost.
Wow.
Maybe it's just a curse. Maybe the Orioles just cannot beat the Minnesota Twins. But trends were meant to be broken, and I'm going to break that trend tonight by betting on the Orioles.
All right.
Can't wait to go like 3-10 on the season for Twins games. I'm very excited for that. Very excited.
Eric.
I need to put my microphone somewhere else so that it's not like all the way down. Come here, microphone. There.
Mike Life.
Is that better? Now I can
Welcome
go
to
like this.
Mike Life.
Down. No, up. There we go. Down a little bit more. There. Okay. Next game, 7:40. Padres Brewers. Brewers.
Bruh.
This might be the first time I've seen the Padres at plus money. They're on the road getting plus money, plus 102 against the Brewers, who are getting minus 117 at home. Yet the Padres are getting 75% of tickets and money. So yet they are underdogs. People are still on the Padres. I think this is an interesting game because I honestly think that this might be the first time I have seen the Padres be underdogs. They have Blake Snell on the mound, which is one of their aces. 12-7 on the road, 30-17 overall record. Playing the Brewers, who have Woodruff pitching. He is a good pitcher. Padres do have a lot of injuries. I'm not gonna lie, like a lot. And Milwaukee has won all 3 games in the series so far. I can see why the Brewers are getting favored in. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Padres have won their last 9.
Yeah.
Not against great teams. Not against great teams. Blake Snell is on the mound. Just one of their better. It's basically Yu Darvish and Blake Snell are their two top pitchers. And Milwaukee has only won 4 of their past 10. Now, I'm no expert and no scientist, but if I see a team that's good getting underdogged against a team that's not as good, I tend to say, why? That doesn't make any sense.
It certainly doesn't.
We might have to stay away from that one. With 75% on the underdog on that one, we might have to stay away. But also, boy, would I love betting on the Padres at plus money. We'll see. That's an interesting one. That one's still up for grabs. 8-10, Cardinals and White Sox. The White Sox are getting very heavily favored at minus 177. The Cardinals at plus 162. Sean, is there a lefty starting for the Cardinals?
Well, isn't that always the question?
Because if there is, now this did catch us on the Yankees game the last time. We did miscall that one, but it is the Yankees. Oh, Kwang Hyun Kim, lefty, starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's just, hey, they're pushing their luck now. They're gonna get slaughtered.
Skaboof.
Bye.
If that was a righty, it'd be like skink, ding, ding, ding. But since it's a lefty, White Sox, just poof. And then the next guy's gonna get up to the mound too.
Then go. What's he doing? Winding him.
Bunt. Oh, put him on base. He bunted.
He's a smart decision.
That guy's on base. Yep. But then the next guy comes up. 2-run homer. 3-0 in the top of the first already because you put it a lefty on the mound.
And no one's going. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, no dinks.
Ding,
no dinks.
Ding, ding. Dingers, not dinkers.
It's why you don't put a lefty on the mound against the White Sox.
You can't do it unless you're the Yankees.
Don't do it unless you're the Yankees. It won't work. Let me check what the spread is on this game and what the odds are because we might take the White Sox minus 1.5. We are going to take the White Sox minus 1.5.
Let's go.
Plus 115. That might be like the play of the day, play of the week, play of the year.
Whoa.
The decade?
Yeah.
No, not quite. It is a good play though. Let me just double check what the White Sox have actually been doing. White Sox kill it at home. They're 14-8, 26-19 on the season. St. Louis is, however, 26-20 on the season. They are also a very good team. I don't want to discredit them. However, you're putting a lefty on the mound against the White Sox.
Why are they doing it?
At home.
Why are they doing it? Don't they know?
Let's see. These two teams haven't played each other since last year. However, in the past, dating back the past 5 years or so, the Cardinals do have the White Sox number. They have won 7 of the past 10 meetings. But trends are meant to be broken, baby. When you put a fucking lefty pitcher on the mound against the White Sox, skaboof!
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And then don't forget, second batter, tink, first base, third batter, skaboof! 3-run game, bottom of the first 3 batters, 0 outs, 0 people on base because they're all at home plate already because it's 3-0.
God, I love the White Sox.
White Sox minus 1.5.
God, I hate left-handed pitching.
Don't put a lefty against the White Sox. Don't do it.
Why are
you're
they
just
doing
asking
it?
for trouble. And don't do it when you're on the road too.
Why?
Not only did you give them at home, you put a lefty on the mound when the White Sox are at home.
Why are
That's
you
your
doing
fault, Cardinals.
it?
You're gonna get shelled tonight, Cardinals. You're gonna get shelled.
Your poor decision making.
I'm laughing at you.
It will be exposed.
It will be. Don't put a lefty against the White Sox when they're at home. Don't do it.
I'm taking the Cardinals.
You will lose. You will watch so many home runs. Abuse your bet.
Wait, what game was 20-0? What was it? Wait.
The 20-0 game? It was the Atlanta Braves and Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh my god.
That was 4 or 5 days ago. Yeah, the Atlanta Braves just absolutely. No, that was on Saturday.
That was this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. The Atlanta Braves absolutely demolished the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that was like off of a game where the Pittsburgh Pirates gave up 8 to the St. Louis Cardinals too. I think they gave up over almost 30 runs in like 2 or 3 games.
That was.
That's a bad one.
Hey, that's brutal.
Let's see. So that's Cardinals White Sox. If you don't know the play on that one, it's because you weren't listening, and it's not my fault. Because Skaboosh! All right, next game. That's the second to last game, huh?
Yeah.
Last game is Athletics and Mariners. Wait, let me get back to Moneyline. I was on the spread, but Mariners and Athletics. Athletics are just getting minus 160 as the home team. Mariners are plus 135 on the road. Athletics getting 85% of tickets and 91% of money, however. Athletics getting favored pretty hard. Let me check their little matchup here real quick.
It's a lot there.
Oh, wait. Let's see what Cover's free pick of the day is, so we know what not to take. They have Seattle plus 1.5 at minus 145. Yeah, sick fucking juice, Covers. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Stick to your stats, not your picks. Oakland is. I hope they watch this because I'll shit on them. Oakland Athletics are 14-13 at home, 28-20 on the year. Seattle Mariners are 21-26 and only 9-14 on the road. Montez versus Kikuchi tonight. Not really any difference in those pitchers. ERAs and whips are basically identical. Let me see what their head-to-heads are. They haven't played each other yet this year. However, last year they split the series. I don't think there's much here. I do like the Athletics recently. However, they just don't seem to win games that they're supposed to. The Athletics, they seem to win the games they're not supposed to. They upset the Astros. They'll upset the Dodgers. They'll upset a couple other teams, but then they'll lose to Minnesota Twins, and they'll lose to the Angels without Trout, and they'll lose to other teams. So I'm not sure. I don't think I really want to touch this game because the Mariners are one of my favorite underdog teams to bet on, because even though they have a losing record, their money line bet is actually positive on the season because they get so underdogged every single game. I think this is a nice stay away today.
Bye-bye.
I know what I would not be taking, and that's Seattle plus 1.5 because spread knowledge on covers.com said to. So I'm going to say no on that one.
Covers.com is taking a lot of stray bullets this morning.
Take the heat. Statistics amazing. You guys picked ass. Very bad. That's it for MLB, which only leaves one sport.
The greatest
the fellas show. The
sport in the world.
Bet on.
And we're the greatest WNBA bettors in the world.
8-1 on the season. Yesterday, we gave out New York Liberty plus 6. Should have given the money line.
Mm-hmm.
They win by, 9? We
they
give Connecticut Sun plus 5.5 in VIP. It hits. What do we do on a free play? We saw Twitter starting to give us a little bit of love yesterday, so we wanted to give out a little free play. So what do? Gave out Connecticut Sun money line for plus 185 and fucking smashed it against the defending champion Las Vegas Aces. We picked the money line and it cashed. 8-1 on the WNBA season. We have one WNBA game tonight.
Let's go. The Liberty are back.
I will admit, I do not have an official play for the game tonight yet. The New York Liberty versus the Dallas Wings. The New York Liberty is slept on. Absolutely slept on. They won 2 whole games last year, but now they have Sabrina Junsko. I forget how to say her last name. Sabrina, the one from Oregon, literally probably the best WNBA player we have. Best women's college basketball player we've probably ever seen. Will probably be one of the greatest WNBA players we've ever seen. I watched this girl 2 days ago play against yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, New York Liberty played yesterday. Yeah.
Yes.
Play yesterday. And run the court up and down, controlling the court, hitting threes, hitting layups, getting steals, getting assists, getting boards. Sabrina is the real fucking deal. And honestly, just because of her, the Liberty are a very good team this year.
Yeah.
Plus, their jerseys are sick. If you don't watch the WNBA, you need to look at the New York Liberty jerseys. It's like a mint green. It's like the same color as the Statue of Liberty. And they've got these like full leg sleeves and full arm sleeves, and they're just mint green, and it is the coolest look ever.
Sick.
New York Liberty has some awesome jerseys. Yeah, the NBA needs to look into those because it's awesome. At first glance, I think I'm going to go Liberty tonight, -1.5. However, the Dallas Wings are very good. I do not have any of the public lines out right now, so I cannot tell you exactly where I'm going because I'm not sure yet. I don't want to stack up on everyone else's side because that has not been working in the WNBA, which is why we've been profiting so much. I will have an official play for this game tonight at one point, but right now I do not. But lean New York Liberty. Sabrina is just too damn good. New York Liberty at home. However, they're on a back-to-back, and I do not know much about WNBA back-to-backs. I have not experienced it before. This is our first season betting the WNBA, and although we are, I mean, you could say Jesus or God or whatever you want to say about us betting on it because it's pretty close, but this is still our first season. We are in unadventured territory at times, so this back-to-back we're going to sit on for a little bit, see where the public goes.
That's fair.
Do a little bit more research for the game. Hey. I will say, however, Dallas Wings are 1-1 with a 2-0 against the spread record. The New York Liberty are 4-1 with a 4-1 against the spread record. Doesn't look like there's any big injuries tonight. Nothing too crazy. Yeah.
Hey, you know,
that's all I got to say.
You don't get to be 8-1 by betting on every game.
Exactly. Even though there's only been like 13 or 14 WNBA games.
Yeah, we did bet on almost
8 out of the 9, but it's whatever.
It's picking and choosing. I
definitely have looked at games that we have faded for reasons, and they've been good fades because I probably would have been on the wrong side of them. But no, boy, WNBA looks good, and the Liberty also look good. But I will have an official play for that. And with that, it is 12:01. It is past the fellas' show time.
Anything else you want to say?
I think that's it. I would like to actually, before we go, just because I like doing this, I would like to check the NHL futures one more time before we go. It's very interesting what they set these lines at. Here we go. Avalanche still getting favorited, plus 400 on DraftKings Sportsbook. But remember how I said MGM seems to have more reflective lines of the actual NHL than DraftKings does?
Mm-hmm.
The Bruins are the 6th favorite team to win the Stanley Cup.
On where?
On DraftKings. On DraftKings. They are the
look at that. There's plus 1,000 on there.
6th favorite. They are one of two teams, who have already locked in their second round playoff spot. The Avalanche on the first, and they're considered the best team in the NHL, getting the best odds. And the Bruins, even though they've locked in their second round playoff spot, are getting plus 1,000 on DraftKings. Now, MGM has them at plus 500. FanDuel has them at plus 500, which makes a lot more sense. That's very reflective. But if you're on DraftKings and you're watching this right now, I need you to go to the Bruins, and I need you to put a bet in for them to win the Stanley Cup. Because at plus 1,000, you are not going to see better odds than that all season long.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
All I have to say. The Vegas Golden Knights are still second on DraftKings. It looks like the consensus, the Bruins are the second favorite across all sports books when looking at all of them. However, DraftKings really does not think that they are going to do well. And MGM, that's crazy. So on one sports book, it's plus 1,000, and FanDuel, it's plus 500. It's literally in half.
That is insane. Why is...
looks like not a ton of other things have changed. The Lightning are still getting plus 800 for some reason on most sports books, plus 600 on some others.
Oh, we got this now, just in case you want to take a look. So you can see that's
The
interesting with the Bruins there because the consensus is plus 500, but both Parks and DraftKings have him at 1,000. Unibet has him at 1,000. FanDuel still has him at 500, which makes a lot more sense to me.
yes,
Any
'cause
other big
in my mind
discrepancies
they
like
probably
that?
are. The
Doesn't
Lightning are
seem to
getting a
be.
couple hundred, which makes sense because actually the Hurricanes are getting a little bit. So I'm definitely on the side of Bet MGM. By the way, their lines make way more sense to me than anyone else's sports books in NHL right now, because as I see it, the Hurricanes are not that impressive right now. They're split 2-2 with the Predators. They can't win games on the road. They can only win games at home. DraftKings has them at plus 750. That seems way too high considering they have the Maple Leafs and the Hurricanes at plus 600 and plus 750, yet the Bruins at plus 1,000 and Lightning plus 800. Makes no sense to me. However, BetMGM does have the Hurricanes at plus 1,100, which does seem more accurate than their current plus 750, I would think. Penguins look like they're about where they're supposed to be. Islanders getting pretty disrespected at plus 2,200, not going to lie. For a split series with the Penguins, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
And the Jets have jumped up a good ways. They're at plus 3,500. So if you want to take a streaking Jets team that should not be in the playoffs but are and are playing very well in the playoffs, if you want to take a little stab at them, they are plus 3,500. But if I'm you, if I'm anyone right now and you have access to DraftKings, you need to go put a bet in for the Bruins to win the Stanley Cup, because everyone else is showing plus 500, but somehow DraftKings is giving them plus 1,000, which is ridiculous. They're one of only two teams who have actually finished their series already. They look amazing. The Capitals were a very good team, and they beat them 4-1. Yeah. If I had DraftKings, I'd be on it right now, putting money on the Bruins to win the Stanley Cup, because those odds are just ridiculous. Those are way, 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 way too high for the Bruins.
Hey,
who in my mind are probably the third favorite to win the Stanley Cup behind Avalanche at 1 and the Lightning at 2. Hot take of the day.
So that's a good bet, and that looks like something that will change quickly. Get on that.
Yes, these are going to change quickly. Once a couple more series gets wrapped up, it'll be changing.
Here's some cool stuff. Just if we're talking futures.
Yeah.
Also have the NBA round 1 futures. Now that we're a little bit deeper in, you can still get the Suns at minus 106.
I see that.
I think that is really, really, really good value at this point, because I don't think,
honestly, a little bit disrespectful.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit disrespectful on the Suns.
The fact that we just watched that game yesterday and we saw,
and they're
with a brain and
they're the 2 seed. It's like it's already too much disrespect.
And the Lakers are getting favored, like minus 117 compared to minus 106. The Lakers are getting compared to the Suns, which is absurd when they're down 1-0 already. Like, wow. And
I will also say, Mavs. I think that's a little bit.
Probably fair.
That seems fair. I think the Knicks at plus 200 is really, really good, because the Hawks' entire team is Trae Young. If Trae Young has 4 bad games, the Knicks win that series. Bucks Heat is pretty fat, but the Trailblazers Nuggets, I think I might have to put some money on the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, whoa.
At plus 250. Yeah. The Trailblazers are at minus 340.
On DraftKings, the Nuggets are getting plus 220 to win the series. On FanDuel, the Nuggets are getting plus 260 to win the series. Now, I don't necessarily want to bet against Trailblazers, but I have said before that the Nuggets felt like the most comfortable team in the West, in the top 4 seeds. If I was the Nuggets, I would have been the most happy out of any of those. Maybe the Suns now. But, boy, 220 after
in case
one
you're
game.
wondering. In case you're wondering, in case you were like, oh, does that make any sense? The Grizzlies and the Nuggets, the 3 seed and the 8 seed, the 9 seed, sorry, not even a real 8 seed. The 3 seed and the 9 seed are at the same odds right now. The Grizzlies are also plus 250.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Come on now. I mean, I guess they did win, but come on.
Not to mention the Suns are at minus 106 and they won. What is going on?
I would love to. I'm going to take the Suns as soon as we get off. But we also have some breaking news.
Breaking news.
We actually have some breaking news. Aaron Rodgers
No.
did not show up to Lambeau.
Oh. It's getting spicy.
The Green Bay Packers organized team activities started. The Packers were not surprised by the Phase 3 of the offseason program absence. He didn't report to Phase 1 or Phase 2, so they didn't expect him to be there. They aren't required to show up until June 8th, quote, not required.
Quote,
but
quote,
Rodgers has a $500,000 workout bonus per his contract. But he's already been disqualified from earning that for missing the first two. He has never missed it before in his entire career. Packers still don't want to trade him, but he doesn't seem like too happy of a clam out there.
That doesn't sound like a guy who really wants to play for you. Green Bay.
Not at all.
You're in trouble, Green Bay.
I don't want Aaron Rodgers to leave, but at this point, let's just see what happens.
It just might be the way of the road.
That might be the way she goes.
We might actually see Aaron leave Green Bay. I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah,
By the way, I would love, because then I can really go back to loving Aaron Rodgers like the way I want to without the preconceived notion, and I can also go back to despising the Packers because he's not on the Packers anymore. Like, true. I can go full-fledged
there's nothing
hatred on Green Bay again because Aaron Rodgers is like the one reason that I like that team. He won't be there anymore, and I can go back to hating that team.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Wow.
So that was a fun little.
Denver. Here comes Denver Broncos. Can't wait.
They're out there golfing. Elway and Rodgers are out there golfing, dude.
It's over. I wonder if Elway was like, "Hey, I'll cover your training camp fee if you don't show up. Like, I'll give you the $500K if you don't show up to your training." Aaron's probably like, "Okay, I wasn't gonna show up anyways, but okay." Yeah. No, those very interesting NBA and NHL future lines. I think there's a couple of things that people need to pounce on. Suns should be one of them. Nuggets, a little sprinkle should be one of them. And Bruins to win the Stanley Cup should be one of them. Oh, Aaron.
He won't be doing that anymore.
No, he won't. And I will be totally okay with it. Oh, Aaron. Look at you go. Well, it's 12/12. It's been a good Monday. Got a lot accomplished.
Good Monday. We even had a little breaking news at the end there.
Yeah, nice. I want one of those every single time, damn it.
Very exciting. Well, there we go, fellas.
That's it for today. That's it for our Monday. We'll be back 10 o'clock tomorrow. 10 to 12, Monday through Friday. Every single Monday through Friday.
It's a beautiful day. All sorts of playoff sports.
The bets are going to be good today. We got disrespected yesterday and still came out ahead. We got absolutely disrespected yesterday in VIP with the Knicks losing by 2, the Sixers missing the cover by 1 point, and the Oilers giving up a 3-goal lead in a matter of 4 minutes and then losing an OT. We have a vengeance today.
Oh, yeah.
A goddamn vengeance.
If you want to be part of our vengeance, make sure to go to heyfellas.co. Check out the premium, or check out our Twitter at HeyFellasBets, or our Instagram at HeyFellasBetting. Also, if you'd like the merchandise that Eric's wearing, you can get that and more at HeyFellas.co. HeyFellas.co. HeyFellas.co.
And even if you don't think VIP is worth it, which it is because it's under $1 a day, only $25 a month for all of our picks, just go make a free account. Go check out, some people's locks of the day. Go check out the results if you don't believe the shit that comes out of our mouth. It's all recorded. It's all tracked. We're transparent as shit. We don't lie. We don't cover our losses. We don't need to lie. We show our losses. We show our wins.
We lose sometimes. We're only human, but we win the other times, and then we make more money. Like, it's cool. You're going to get your money. Like, we got it. We got you.
Vegas tried to shit on us yesterday, and we still came out ahead.
They
Big ol'
couldn't. They
F you,
couldn't.
Vegas.
Oh, they can't be stopped.
Can't be.
Can't be. And net.
Especially we got WNBA too. Yeah, let's not forget that literally our VIP is worth it just for WNBA alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like put $25 on one WNBA game, you'll make your fee back in the month. You'll be fine.
Let alone 8 of them. Come on, guys. Too easy.
All right, fellas. See you tomorrow at 10. We're out of here.
We're out of here. Have a
I'm gonna go.
fantastic Monday.
Fabulous.
Bye-bye.
Bye, fellas.
Fellas.
Breaking news.
If
Breaking
you're still
news.
here,
Breaking
if
news.
you're still here,
Breaking
we
news.
got some crazy Julio Jones news. Shannon Sharp called Julio Jones on Undisputed today, and Jones, on a status with the Atlanta Falcons and potential trades. Direct quote from Julio Jones: "I'm out of there, man." Ooh. Now, could Julio keep Aaron in Green Bay?
Oh my, that's a wow.
Uh-huh.
You can't afford him, right? There's no way they can afford him. They can't afford him, Aaron, and Devontae.
Maybe.
And they still have Aaron Jones under running back, right?
Yeah, he's making.
Don't they still have him? Jamal
Yes.
Williams left.
Yeah.
There's no way. Boy, would that be fucking sick, though. A
Can we
last
get
ditch
him?
effort to get.
We're in the running for him. The Eagles can get him.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Oh
Can't
my
afford him,
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Can't afford him.
I don't care. Don't take this away from me. Off-season speculation and more on the Fellas Show. We came out of retirement for that.
We're leaving.
We came out of retirement for that. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Bye, fellas.